Sahanavavatu Sahanadhunaktu Sahaviyankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
70. संकल्पाध्यावसायाभिमानैरेषोऽनुमीयताम् सर्वैरक्षैरुपेतत्वात् संकल्पाद्यस्य संभवेत्. We are able to think, decide, see, hear, taste, touch, smell, all actions through organs of actions. Through these lingas, through these signs, we can infer that there must be necessarily a principle which is cognitive in nature, which is sentient in nature, sachetana in nature, and that itself is the Atma. So, anumiyatam. This way it can be inferred. The existence of Atma Tattva, the Chaitanya Tattva, the very knowledge principle, pure awareness principle, can be inferred based on these features, because an inert thing by itself cannot do any one of these. That Chaitanya itself prompts, as it were, the body, or the body gets prompted by Chaitanya, is now prompted by Chaitanya to take two different functions, is explained with the help of an illustration. Tenavachinna Chaitanya Rupenedam Vapussada Chetani-kritya karyeshu preryateshvairyathā rathaha. First line as it is. Tena avachinna chaitanya rupena idam vapuhu sada chetani-kritya karyeshu preryate yatha Rathaha ashvaihi. Yatha rathaha ashvaihi. Tena avachinna chaitanya rupena idam vapuhu sada. So, tena chaitanya, avachinna chaitanya rupena. By that Chaitanya. But what Chaitanya? Not directly Chaitanya. Avachinna Chaitanya. What is that avachinna? Conditioned Chaitanya. The Chaitanya reflected in Antakarana, Chidabhasa, the reflection of Chaitanya. Because directly Chaitanya is being unconnected to anything whatsoever, it doesn't do anything. So that's why in the presence of Chaitanya, Antakarana gets Chidabhasa, it gets itself enlivened, and also through succession enlivens and makes sentient the entire body up to the gross bodies, beginning from mind, that is Indriyas onwards up to the gross body, it enlivens. So, tena avachinna chaitanya rupena. So, by that Chaitanya which is available in the form of Chidabhasa, reflected Chaitanya in the Antakarana, idam vapuhu, this gross body of ours, sada chetani kritya, always becoming, having made chetani kritya, means becoming itself sachetana. Karyeshu preryate. So what does it do? That Chaitanya Parama, or the Paramatma, what does it do? Makes this embodiment take to its corresponding functions. Karyeshu, there is corresponding functions at different levels of the upadhi. Preryate, motivates, means in the presence of Chaitanya, this embodiment gets prompted to take to its function. How? An illustration is like this. Yatha rathaha ashvaihi. just a chariot. Chariot runs because of whom? The ashvaihi, the horses. Because chariot being inert by itself cannot run, so the horses make it run. Or a car. Even if the car is full of petrol, you want a person who can drive, is it not? Oh no, no. Suppose there may be, after some time, even remote control cars may be there, possible. Okay, possible. But there is someone has to operate the remote control. Some sentient entity must be there. So therefore, yatha rathaha ashvaihi. So that ashvaihi, by that, so that means the sentient entity, the horses, the chariot is made to run. So also, this body is made to function because of the Chaitanya and the this Chidabhasa and Chidabhasa available in the body. The question comes, this Paramatma, who is nothing but Chaitanya Swarupaha, is available in this body as an Ausha. Illustration was given of that of Ghatakashaha. But the question is, this who Paramatma is Akhandaika Rasaha, the one who is Ananta Ananda Swarupa. In that, how can there be an Ausha? A part can be in something which is limited in nature. Parichinna can have parts. Our body has got parts because it is parichinna, limited in nature. But a limitless thing, how can it have a part? So that is the question. It is true, in Paramatma, Akhandaika Rasa Brahma, there is no possibility of any part being there. Not only that, there is no possibility of even Ishvara being there. So in Brahma, even what is not possible? Parts are not possible, and also Ishvara also is not possible in reality, but both are possible because of Upadhi, the conditioning. First what was told? The body is always enlivened, made sentient by Chaitanya. How? And because of that it functions. Illustration was that a chariot is made to run by horses, otherwise chariot cannot function on its own. Now, this availability of Chaitanya in this body as part, because of which the body is made sentient and is made to take to corresponding function. How that part itself is possible in Chaitanya? So that is the question. So the question should not get restricted there also only. It has to go further also. In Paramatma, neither Ausha possible nor Ishvara also is possible. That is, each status of Ishvara also cannot be truly ascribed to Paramatma. And yet, Ausha, a part, and status of Ishvara, both are possible because of Maya Upadhi. It is Aupadhika. So that is now being shown now, that the abidance of Paramatma in this body is on account of Maya, in this body as Ansha is on account of Maya Upadhi. Even Paramatma appearing as though Ishvara, also equally on account of Maya Upadhi. Akhandaikara Sasyanshaha Neti Chet Shruyatamidam Akhandaikara Satmaiva Maya Yeshvara Tamagat Akhandaikara Sasya Anshaha Na Iti Chet Idam Shruyatam Akhandaikara Satma Eva Mayaya Ishvaratam Agat. If this is the question, what is the question? Akhandaika rasasya anshaha na iti chet. Iti chet means if this is said, this is questioned. What is it? In case of this Paramatma, who is the Akhanda, means non-dual, all-pervasive, non-dual, Ekarasaha, Ananda Matra Swarupa. Chaitanya itself is Ananda Matra Swarupa. Don't think Chaitanya, the very Jnana Tattva, pure awareness principle is one thing, and Ananda is Another thing, no. That Chaitanya itself is knowledge principle. That Chaitanya itself is existence principle. That Chaitanya itself is Ananda principle. They are not three attributes as such. One and the same thing is so. But these three facets are brought to our notice from three different standpoints. From existence standpoint, knowing, knowledge aspect standpoint, and contrast to Sukha, Dukkha, the Sukha, Ananda aspect. Sukha we can say because of Vishayas. But that Vishaya may appear to give Sukha, but basic source of Ananda is Paramatma Sarupa only. Due to a wrong notion, it appears as though the sense object have given us the particular joy, etc. And now he says, Akhandaika rasasya ansha of this all-pervasive, non-dual Ananda Swarupa Paramatma, its anshaha is not possible. Na iti. How is it possible? Otherwise it can't be Akhanda, it cannot be non-dual Advaya. So iti chet, if you say so, if you argue like that, so who Prajapati says, Idam Shruyatam. Listen here. This is the answer for that. Please listen the answer. What is it? Akhandaika Rasatma Eva. That very Akhandaika Rasatma, the one who is Atma Swarupa, Paramatma Swarupa, which is limitless and Ananda Swarupa, Mayaya Ishwaratam Agat. On account of Maya, through Maya, Ishwaratam Agat, got the status of Ishvara. So, truly, it is not possible and yet got the status of Ishvara. Why do you say truly not possible? If he has already become Ishvara, he is Ishvara, is it not? Earlier what was he? Paramatma, now he has become Ishvara. Change is there or not? Earlier he was not Ishvara. For Paramatma, status of Ishvara is promotion or demotion? For you, suppose you are made Ishvara. Why Ishvara? How many aspire to become the Prime Minister even when the conditions are in such a case? See, if a prosperous country is there, if no problems are there, but in spite of that, what? Everyone wants to become the Prime Minister. Only it is not possible, that is the problem. If it were possible, everyone will become the Prime Minister. Anyway, so now, to become, everyone would like to become Ishvara, no? So if you become the Ishvara, is it promotion or demotion? Promotion. If Paramatma becomes Ishvara, promotion or demotion? It is demotion only. For Paramatma it is devotion. So therefore why? So he has to handle samsara. That is Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. All is there. And the Srishti, Sthiti, Laya means Srishti means all Ravana, Hiranyakashipu and all will be there. Duryodhana and the brood are bound to be there. Don't think all will be Vasishtha, Vamadeva. Don't think that way. So therefore they are bound to be there. No, it says, now Maya Ishwaratam Agat. That you have to understand what exactly is the Maya. Truly there is no status of Ishvara, but it appears as though there is this Ishvara status. So that Vyavaharataha is that, Paramarthataha, even no Ishvara. So how? Because that Upadhi, that faculty called Maya is not true. It is something which is false in nature. Though appearance is there, it is not true, and therefore the consequences or the effects of Maya are equally false in nature. Though in Vyavahara it is useful. That's why he says, Mayaya Andrutatvena Nakhandatvam Virudhyate Mayayam Swachha Rupayam Atmayam Pratibimbati Mayayaha Andrutatvena Akhandatvam na virudhyate. Akhandatvam na virudhyate. Swachharupayam Mayayam Ayam Atma Pratibimbati. See that sandhi breaking? Swachharupayam Atma Ayam. Anvaya is Swachharupayam Mayayam Ayam Atma Pratibimbati. See, Akhandaika Rasa Paramatma is there. That is all-pervasive, non-dual, Ananda Sarupa Paramatma, which is Chaitanya is there. Now in that, if Ishvara comes, Ishvara is what becomes what? A separate entity. And when separate entity means, it is no more Akhanda, it is Khanda. Two parts have become. One which is not Ishvara, other one which is Ishvara. So therefore, how do you say it is Akhanda? You say that appearance is on account of Maya, which itself is false, and therefore it doesn't alter the Akhandatva. So why Mayayaha Anrutattina? So Maya being false in nature. False means you can't categorically define Maya as is or is not. You can't say Maya is. Do you know why? Brahma is Advaya Sarupa. There is nothing other than Brahma. You can't say Maya is not, because Jagat is experience. The world is experience. So you can't say Maya is not. So therefore, Sadasadbhyam Bhinnatvat Anirvachaniyam. So it is neither Sat ever existing, nor Asat never existing. In between appears to be so. Therefore, cannot be defined as is or is not. That is what is called as indefinable, Anirvachaniyam. See, Anirvachaniyam means don't think it cannot be described, etc. Not that way. This itself is description. Which is that? Which is and is not. Anirvachaniyam means you can't define categorically as Sat, Trikala, Abadhita, Vastu. You can't say Maya. You can't say Asat means Tucham, not at all existent. You can't say. But in between it appears because effects are seen. So therefore, it appears to be there. So, but really, truly not there, because subject to negation, subject to elimination, termination. So it really doesn't belong to Brahma, though it depends on Brahma. So therefore he says, Mayayaha Andrutatvena, because of the Andrutattva, the false nature of Maya, Akhandatvam na virudhyati. Akhandatvam, Paramarthik Akhandatvam. In reality, the all-pervasive nature of Brahma or Ananta Swarupa, limitless Swarupa of Brahma, does not get contradicted. So, no, doesn't get contradicted because of the presence of Ishvara. Why? Because Maya being false, the effect also is equally false. So he says, Swachharupayam Mayayam. So it's only an appearance, like, see, if you see your face or yourself in the mirror, does it mean that you have become two? Only one. Because that is only false. Though appearances are false, so also Ishvara is nothing but a reflection, as it were, of Brahma in Maya. Swachharupayam Mayayam. In Maya, which is Swacha. What is Swacha Maya? Sattva Pradhana Maya. Because Maya constitutes of three gunas, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. In the Maya, which is Sattva Pradhana, that is called Swachharupayam Mayayam. Ayam means this. Who is this? Atma. Atma here is Paramatma. So Paramatma Pratibimbati, gets reflected, and therefore the status of Ishvara is nothing but a reflection, as it were, of Parabrahma in Maya. So therefore the Akhanda Swarupa, Advaya Swarupa of Paramatma doesn't get vitiated, it doesn't get changed, it is all the time same. Now, what did he do after, because when the status of Ishvara came to itself? Ishvara came into existence. Tadupadhika Isho Bhut Srishte Prageka Eva Saha Ato Narama Taikaki Raja Matyadiko Yatha. Now, as we proceed, always keep in mind, what is that? Paramatma is who? Akhandaika Rasa. Means, other than Paramatma, nothing is there. Even the status of Ishvara is on account of whom? Maya, which is false, and status of Ishvara also is false. If you forget that, afterward, how is this, how is that, all questions will come. So now that one by one the questions will start coming, if you forget what is told earlier. So, tadupadhikaha. Tadupadhika means mayopadhikaha. The one who is endowed with maya upadhi. So, with the upadhi of maya, Ishaha srishti, tadupadhikaha Ishaha Ishvaraha. So means Akhandaika Rasa Paramatma with the upadhi of maya has become now Ishvaraha. That Ishvara who is endowed with the upadhi of maya, the creative power. So what happened? What was he doing? Srishtehe prag. Before the creation, Ekaha eva abhut. He was only what? Poor guy. Only alone was there. Ekaki. Only alone was there. So, Ekaha eva abhut. And therefore what happened? So, abhut. And ataha, therefore, saha. Saha means who? Ishaha. Na aramata. Suppose you are alone, what happens? You get bored, is it not? So now you can console yourself. Ishvara was alone and he also got bored. So nothing wrong if we get bored, is it not? So there is aramata. He didn't rejoice. He felt lonely. And what did he do? Some mischief he started after. So that was saha. That is saha evaha aishaha adai saha ekaha eva saha abhut. Ataha means because he was alone, ekaki he was, na aramata, didn't rejoice. So what happened? So you are alone in the house, what you do? Either switch on the TV or some magazine or something, or ring up the friend or someone. So how are you? Nothing to do, just to wait. You can't be alone as such. So therefore, this Ishvara was alone. So that's how you can say. And what did he do? How he was alone? Like he says, that is Naramata Ekaki. Yatha. How he didn't rejoice himself. Illustration is given. Yatha, just as Ekaki Raja Amatyadikaha. Just as Ekaki, a solitary, one who is alone. Who is that? Raja, a king, or Amatyaha, a minister. There is a purpose in giving the example of king and minister, not a pauper. If a pauper is alone, what will he do? He will try to do something to get something for eating or earn something or curse his lot and all that. But this is not. That's Raja, a king who has got all affluence at his command. A minister, one who has got power, etc. at his command. So they will not keep quiet. They will start doing something. Nowadays, what is that? Club, Who can go to the club? One who has got money, enough money. Others can't go to the club. A poor person who is not getting even a single roti a day, how can he think of a club, etc.? So like this. So ekaki, so yatha Raja Amatyadikaha, just as a king or a minister, he was alone. Alone was it. And therefore what happened? Na aramata. So he didn't rejoice. He was not at ease. I mean, something is lacking, as it were. Think of it, who is he? Ishvara. And who is that Ishvara? Paramatma. And who is the Paramatma means what? Akhandaika Rasa, the one who is limitless, Ananda Swarupa. Keep in mind those things. That's why Andruta, Maya, etc. these are told. Then what does Ekaki Raja or Amatya do? That's why this is the example of Raja Amatya given. Dyuta Kridami Veshosau Srishti Kridamavaikshatā Dravyantaram Adrishtva Swam Vyacharayat. Now, what will a king or a minister will do? He will engage in some sport, is it not? That is what. Asau. Asau means Asau Ishaha. Asau Ishaha. This Isha, who is nothing but Paramatma, endowed with Maya Upadhi. Dyuta Kridam Iva. Like in olden days, this one. Nowadays, how playing cards is not? Like playing cards in olden days, that was what? This chess. Dyuta. Dyuta. Not necessarily gambling as such. Game of dice. That is game of dice. Of course, that was there in those days. Not chess. It was game of dice. Just as a recreation, a pleasure, as it were, sport, as it were, not for gambling, etc. Even a playing cards is for. But now gambling also is there on that. So not that way. So just as a sport, as it were, a what you call as pastime. Just as a pastime. Asau Ishaha Dyuta Kridam Iva. Like the game of dice, what did he do? Srishti Kridam Avaikshata. He envisaged. Avaikshata means thought of it. So just as a king, let us say, oh, let me play the game of dice. Or let me play the cards. So because just to while away the time, so therefore, Asau Ishaha. Other thing, Krida, there is also purpose. In olden days, in Krida, there was nothing concretely gained except just a pleasure. Nowadays, Krida is what? Money spinning. All sports now, all games are nothing but money spinning things. It was not the case in those days. Just as a pleasure. That itself is an expression of pleasure. A person who is sorrowful can't take to such kridas. One who is happy only, just a pastime. There is no much purpose behind that except just a passing the time as such. So that should be understood. Asau Ishaha Dyuta Kridam Iva Srishti Kridam Avaikshata. Srishti Kridam means, what it means is, Jagat Srishti, only Leela Matram. What is the Bhagavad, etc. I say the word is used, Leela Kaivalyam. Just a sport as it were. There is no much purpose behind it, because there is nothing to be accomplished behind that, just as a sport. So Jagat Srishti, Srishti Leela Matram iti. That Avaikshata, he said, okay, let me take to this Srishti Krida. But there was a problem. To take to game of dice, what should you have? The dice must be there. Other person must be there. Single person is not possible. Sometimes you do that. It's possible. No? Nobody is to play the card. Therefore, this fellow only what? Plays both the parties. Not that way. Here, no one else was there. Nothing else. Not only no one else, nothing else was there. Why? Akhandaika Rasaha. So therefore, what did you do? For Sri Krida, something else is required. Some dravya is required. Some material is required, which was not with him. Therefore, what he did? Dravyataram upadanam adrishtva. Adrishtva, without seeing, without finding. Dravyantaram upadanam. And other substance which can serve as the material cause. Because Srishti means some material is required. So therefore, Dravyantaram upadanam. That is, as the material cause, adrishtva, without finding anything. Why he didn't find any material cause? Only he and he alone is there, nothing else is there. So therefore, what did you do? Swam vacharaya. Swam, himself, oneself only, who considered himself as the material cause for entire creation. Because nothing else was available. So swam vicharayat means thought himself or consider himself as the material cause for entire creation, for Srishti Krida. Now here one thing has to be seen. If this Ishvara gets bored, what is wrong if we get bored and indulge in sense object? Is it not? What is this? Again, Srishti Krida, Lila, Matra, etc. That's why I said that status of Ishvara is what? Truly not possible. It is just like your dream. That's one thing. Other thing, na aramata. Why? Because from now Srishti standpoint, from Vyavahara standpoint, the karma phalas of the jivas are demanding a field of experience. That is now figuratively shown as what? Na aramata. He didn't find that he was not at ease, as it were. He didn't have, that means he didn't rejoice. That is the only expression of that. The karma phalas are now wanting the field of experiences. The karma phalas, the jivas want the field of for experience. So therefore creation is required. So that is now figuratively expressed like this. So and there was, because it is non-dual Brahma Swarupa, nothing else being there, same thing is what material cause. Swam Vachara. Prajarupiti Chintayan Dehan Asrujata Sthulan Pashana Pratima Iva Aham Eva Atra Prajarupi Bahusyam Iti Chintayan Pashana Pratima Iva Sthulan Dehan Asrujata. Pashana Pratima Iva Sthulan Dehan Asrujata. Aham Eva Atra Prajarupi Bahusyam. Atra, here. Here means where? Srishti Kridayam. In this Krida, in this sport of Srishti, the creation, Ahameva, myself only, Prajarupi Bahusyam. So myself only will become the Bahu, the many, in form of Prajada, that is what? All the Jivas. So Prajarupi, the entire beings, all the varieties of beings, myself I will become. Iti Chintayam, having considered. So what did he do? Pashana Pratima Iva. Pashana Pratima Iva, like statues which are inert in nature. So that is Pashana Pratima Iva means they are apranaha, without pranas, and sthanu, that is stationary like statues. Pratima Iva Sthulan Dehan Asrujata, created the Sthula Dehas. So here the one thing we have to see. Generally, that means a person who has got little Shraddha in the Shastra, etc., what is it? Who created the Jagat? Ishvara. And he created whom? Us also. And now what is happening now? We are happy or suffering? Samsara is happy or suffering? Suffering. Who created it? Ishvara. For what? For his pleasure. Srishti Krida. See, na aramata. For his pleasure he get. Now he must be a sadist. See, for his pleasure he created us, and we have to now suffer. I think we should sue him now. We should not leave him like that. How you tell me? Now, if we do, suppose all civil laws and criminal laws, what do they? If you harm someone, what happens? You are punished. Now, for such a small thing, such a punishment, now Ishvara, how much punishment he deserves? That's why I said, U Swam Vyacharaya. So what is the material cause? Himself. So Jagat is not different from who? Ishvara. You and I who are complaining now that he has not put us in samsara are not different from who? Ishvara. So what you have to do? You have to pat. See how Ishvara plays the role in the drama so well that the fellow forgets that the role. That means the Ishvara is so engrossed in the role that he, the actor, he forgets. Is it not? Is it not perfect enactment, drama or not? One who complains, I am samsari, who is actually? That's why I say, dravyantaram upadanam asrishtva. There was no other material. Why? Akhandaika rasa only. So therefore, the material cause for the Jagat is what? Swam, oneself only, means Ishvara himself. And therefore, whatever is produced as Srishti is not different from Ishvara. Even the Jiva who is complaining and cursing Ishvara also is who? Ishvara only. Now who can blame whom now? That is why what Shastra says, better catch the director behind the the screen. Catch him. Once you catch him, curtain is what? Drawn in your case, okay? File is closed. That is sport. That is sport. You know that? You know, hide and seek game. You blindfold and catch. The moment you catch the fellow is what? Out. The game is out. So like this is what? Hide and seek is going on. So Ishvara himself became, and now catch me. And you have to catch. The moment you catch me, so I know your Swarupa, you need not even say goodbye. You know why? There will be nothing left out as samsara. And what you will say? You will smile. How nice, how well I played the role. See how I, as a samsari, how I wept for such a long period, such a long period of time. So that is what the sport, because Ishvara himself is everything. Even the one who is grumbling and complaining and blaming Ishvara also is who? Ishvara only. Therefore, there is nothing like that one persecuting other. If that is the case, we can also live and behave as we like. There also rules are there, okay? There also rules. You can do. You see, when Ishvara created Jagat, he has given freedom for everyone to do anything and everything. No restriction. But only one condition is there. You know what is that? You can do whatever you would like to, but only condition, whatever done by you, you will be answerable for that. That's all. You will be the one who does will be answered. That is what law of karma. That's what law of karma. You have liberty to do anything, but only the fact is, one who does is answerable for that. Keeping in that in view, do whatever you want. Afterwards, no complaint at all. This also who does? Ishvara only does all this thing. He himself is parading in this form of Jiva. So therefore, there is no room for complaint that Ishvara has put us in trouble, etc. Because Ishvara himself is all everything. So let us now, it's a way how he created. One thing, whether in Maitra and Upanishad, which has been here described, or any Upanishad, we find different ways of Srishti. Shruti has no purpose in Srishti at all, because why? Ishvara himself is truly not there. What is created also truly not there. Then why all these things? Because we have taken this to be real, now better, now revert back. Go to the very source and discover your own Swarupa, that's all. So Srishti Prakriya given in the different Upanishads may not tally with another, because Shruti has no purport in giving the Srishti. But the question is bound to come. If Akhandaika Rasa is there, how this creation? That means pacify the mind at that level is given only to make one discover in reality there is nothing called Srishti. What is the only? Your Swarupa only is there, Paramatma Swarupa. Now here is one way of giving the Srishti. Pashana Pratima Iva means that is inner statue, like inner statues. What did you do? Sthulan Dehan Asrujata, created the gross embodiment. Now the question is, how Ekaki himself can become Bahu? What was there only? Akhandaika Rasa? Paramatma only there. But because of Maya Upa, they became the Ishvara. And that Ishvara is who? Ekaki. But how one who is only one, how it can be become many now? So, an illustration is given. Swayameva yatha swapne Giri nadyadi rupataha Kalpito bhatya savatma Bhatvevam bahurupataha Yatha swapne swayameva Giri nadyadi rupataha Kalpitaha bhati evam asau atma bahurupataha bhati. Yatha, just as swapne, in the dream, swayameva girinadyadi rupataha kalpitaha bhati. Just as when you dream, yourself only, you appear as what? All the dreamt world. Today morning, meditation, whatever, that was only imagination. If it were a dream, such dreams are possible. Now say, I think Girinadyadi has come that way only. So, you saw the mountain, the river, the forest, the birds, the peacocks and all, the waterfall and all that. So, including you are falling down. And you, luckily you didn't. All these, what are all these? Your projection. What was that? Was there anything other than your antakarana mind? But one mind projected as many possible. If you can create, Ishvara also create. That's why I say. So how Ishvara created? You yourself can know. You are Chota Ishvara, he is Bada Ishvara. They say a fool's bluff lasts for few seconds. A clever man's bluff can last for a week. That's all. So your bluff of dream can last for few seconds. But Ishvara's bluff lasts for yugas together, kalpas together. That's all. That's the only distinction. Both are bluffs equally. Bluffs in the sense, projections, false projections. So therefore, don't ascribe much importance to these. So what is that? Find out the very basis and say goodbye once for ever. That's why, come whatsoever, many things may happen in life, many things may not be pleasant at all, but they need not be taken so seriously. Just as reading the newspaper. When you read the newspaper, what do? Few things of your interest, no? Headlines here and there, etc., or few other things of your interest you read. Afterwards, today's newspaper is tomorrow's best paper. Like that in life, many things may happen, good, bad, indifferent, etc., which may not be like that. Okay, but one thing, they should not be taken so seriously, because that also is what? Transient. Even this will pass away. Whether I am the emperor of emperors or the most pitiable pauper, even this will pass away. That this, I was just wondering, Satya Sai Baba has got the habit of telling, suppose somebody is there, passing clouds, he says. One more thing, have you noticed about you? Somebody says, Swami, too much of pain in the stomach. He says, Santosham. Swami, my husband expired. Santosham. Really, he himself pointed out this. My husband expired. Santosham. Swami, some calamity. Santosham. Santosham. He pointed out. Have you seen that? He says passing cloud. All passing cloud. The body itself is a passing cloud. Means what? What do you mean by passing cloud? You are the sun and this is all is a cloud. You are the sun. Passing clouds means the reference is to whom? The sun. So whether the ups and downs in life, good and bad in life, including your embodiment is what? Passing cloud, but you are the one. Surya Sthaniyaha. Who is that? Chaitanya Rupaha Paramatma. So all this is a passing cloud. So therefore, so here what is said is that means that life, yes, so many things are there, may happen. Passing cloud, they will go. So that means, but we have to conduct in such a way that just as you throw the newspaper and it becomes a waste paper, not to take the embodiment again. That is important. So not to take the embodiment again. And not to take the embodiment, what you have to do? Know your Swarupa. So nothing needs to be taken so seriously, because it is passing phase only as such. So that being the case. Even our lifespan, let us say 100 years, compared to the Kalpa, it is just nothing. It is just nothing. It is a passing cloud as such. Everything is going to pass away. But only one doesn't think pass away. What is it? No. Our Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, that is not passing away. It is ever the same as such. Kutastha. So that is Ananda Swarupa Akhandaika Rasa. So therefore, says, that is one and the same, just as, so Swayameva Yatha Swapne Giri Nadya Rupataha, Yatha Swapne Giri Swayameva Giri Nadyadi Rupataha. Just as oneself, the mind itself projects at many and variegated Jagat, the dream world, so also in the same manner, Kalpita Bhati, Evam Asau Atma, this Paramatma, Akhandaika Rasaha, Bahurupataha Bhatu. Let it shine in many forms, means Atma, Paramatma as Ishvara, though Ekaki, appearing as manifold word, is not incongruous. That is what is meant there. It is not something na anupapannam. It is not something which is not given to reasoning. It is given to reasoning only. Such a thing is possible. So what did he create now? Embodiments which are like statue type, means prana is not there, means inert in nature. But is it useful for sport? No. So therefore, now he induces the Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. First Kriya Shakti is told, afterward Jnana Shakti. Jnana Kriya Shakti Hinaha Deha Kridarthamakshamah Ityalocha Kriya Shakti Prano Bhutvantara Vishat. First line, second line as it is. Jnana Kriya Shakti Hinaha Dehaha Kridartham Akshamaha Iti Alocha Kriya Shakti Pranaha Bhutva, see the Sandhi breaking, Bhutva Antaha Avishat. Bhutva Antaha Avishat by Sandhi has become Bhutva Antara Avishat. Though the bodies were created like Pashana Pratimaha, like statues, they are not yet useful for Krida sport. So why? Jnana Kriya Shakti Hinaha Dehaha. The embodiments without the Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti, Kridartham Akshamaha, are useless for any sport, any play. Iti Alocha, having considered so, what did he do? Kriya Shakti Pranaha Bhutva, who Parameshwara himself becoming Kriya Prana, who is Kriya Shakti, where activity is possible. What did he do? Antaha Avishat, entered where? In these bodies, entered these embodiments. So embodiment. What is that prana that is now explained? What does it do? And what are the divisions in that prana? The pranas are the physiological functions, vital airs. Shvasadho Gatyanna Samya Udgaradi Vyapti Siddhaye Panchadha Vyabhajat Pranam Pranopadhika Ishvaraha Shvasa Adhogati Annasamya, one word, Annasamya Udgaradi Vyapti Siddha, Udgaradi Vyapti Siddhaye Pranopadhikaha Ishvaraha Pranam Panchadha Vyabhajat. He became prana and entered and what is prana? Kriya Shakti, the faculty of action, the power of action. So becoming prana, enter the embodiment. Having entered the embodiment, that he divided the prana in fivefold divisions for different five functions. So what are those? Shvasa. Shvasa. See, we know the five divisions as what? Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. So those things now in a little different way in terms of their function being told. Shvasa stands for respiration, what is otherwise called one of the 5 pranas. Prana, apana, samana, udana, vyana. In that prana is shvasa, respiration. Adhogati for apana, excretion. Annasamya. So annasamya is samana, digestion. Samana. Udgara, udgaradi. So udgaradi, one. Udgaradi, one. Udgara for udana. So udana job is ejecting the suksha sharira at the time of death from the gross body. Adi for some secondary functions like upward thrust while getting up. If the person is not old and sitting and getting up, how can he? Like a spring one can get up without holding anything. That is also job of udana. Main job is rocketing out the subtle body from this gross body at the time of death. Udana. Vyapti, vyapti, vyana, faculty of circulation. So blood circulation. So these 5, these are prana, apana, udana, samana, vyana. So siddhaye, for accomplishing these 5-fold functions at physiological level, who pranopadhikaha ishvaraha. Ishvara, who is endowed with pranopadhi. What did he do? Pranam panchadha vyabhajat. He divided the prana into 5-fold departments. So for the for functioning of this embodiment. Now, that means who is this prana? Ishvara only. So he proves that existence of Ishvara as prana in terms of our own experience. We take the things for granted, but see now. Here is the proof that Ishvara is where? In our own body. Let us see. Step by step he proceeds now. Upaushvantaryami saudnyam grahau dvau somayajinaha niyatau tadvaduchvasa nishvasau praninamapi. Add yadvat somayajinaha upanshu antaryami saudnyau dvau grahau niyatau tadvat praninamapi uchvasa nishvasau niyatau. How indispensable these pranas are for the being is explained with an illustration. Illustration is like this. Yadvat just said, Somayajinaha, those who perform the Somayaga, for them 2 pots, 2 vessels are indispensable. That there is some purpose in terms of doing that ritual, yaga. What are those? Upanshu and Antaryami. This Antaryami is not Ishvara's Antaryami. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hruddeshe, not that Antaryami. This Antaryami is the name of a vessel, a pot, and Upanshu also is the name of a vessel, a pot. These 2 pots which are to be used by one who would perform the Somayaga. Without these 2 pots he can't perform the Somayaga. They are so indispensable. So therefore, just as for a Somayaji, one who does Somayaga, so Upanshu Antaryami Saudnyau, called as Upanshu Antaryami, Dvau, 2, Grahau. Grahau means vessels here, not Navagraha, etc. Grahau, vessels or pots. Niyatau means are necessary, are indispensable. Tadvat, praninamapi, for all living beings. Uchvasa, nishvasau, niyatau. Inhalation, exhalation. Inspiration, expiration. So, taking the breath in and leaving it outside. These 2 are what? Niyatau, are necessary. Yes or no? Okay? So, what job they do? You say respiration. or lungs, etc., all may be there. What for they are? So, their big fire is there inside, and they are what? Kindling the fire. So that also is explained with the help of illustration. And that fire is nothing but Ishvara himself. Lohakara swahastabhyam paryayena dritidvayat vannim jvalayate yadvat jatharo jvalyate nalaha yadvat lohakaraha swahastabhyam dritidvayat paryayena vannim jvalayate, and tadvat jatharaha analaha jvalyate. The purpose of this respiration, inhalation and exhalation is this. Yadvat, just as lohakaraha, a blacksmith, swahastabhyam, no, yes, by his own hands, both hands, swahastabhyam, by his own hand. What does he do? Dhruti dvayat. Dhruti dvaya is pair of bellows. You know that bellows? I think nowadays this example will be outdated possibly. So, with a bellows, you know that made up of hide, like two bags type this thing. So, and what does he do? He goes on doing. Then whatever that fire gets, with the air it gets. Now I think the machinery things are available. But in the olden days they were doing. So is it. Now, how long he can do with one hand? When one hand gets exhausted, what is that? Second hand. So therefore he says, paryayena, with alternate hands. Right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand. These two bellows are there. So he blows the air. So dhrutidvayat, paryayena, vannim jvalayate. Kindles the fire means blows the air to kindle the fire. Tadvat means that fire is kept burning. So, and not simply burning, very powerfully burning. So also, tadvat. So what do these do? Tadvat. Jatharaha analaha. Jatharagni, the stomach fire. In your stomach, there is Jatharagni is there. That is because of which you have got certain fixed temperature. It should not be high nor low. So therefore that Jatharaha, analaha, jvalyate means is burnt or is kept burning by these two. What are those? Exhalation and inhalation. So this prana in terms of shvasa, exhalation, keeps the Jatharagni burning. That is the purpose for that Jatharagni to be there. Nishvaso shvasa sandiptaha bhuktam pachayate nalaha ishasya jatharagnitva akaro bhagavate ritaha ishasya jatharagnitva akaro bhagavate ritaha. Nishvasochvasa sandiptaha analaha bhuktam pachayate ishasya jatharagnitvaakaraha bhagavata iritaha. So this exhalation, inhalation, shvasa kindles and keeps the Jatharagni burning. And what does this Jatharagni do? Nishvasochvasa sandiptaha. Sandiptaha, well kindled. What is the, by what? Nishvasa and uchvasa. Inhalation and exhalation. This Jatharagni, which is very well kindled, analaha, Jatharagni, analaha is fire. Here fire is stomach fire. The fire that is there in the stomach. What does it do? Bhuktam pachayate. Digest whatever that is eaten. That's why when indigestion is there, according to Ayurveda, do you know what is the name for this disease? Indigestion? Agni mandya. Agni has become manda. Properly kindling is not there. Something has happened. So therefore, pachayate analaha. Now who is this Jatharagni? Prana Shakti is who? Kriya Shakti is who? Ishvara only. Now who is this Jatragni? That also is nothing but Ishvara. How do you say so? Lord Krishna himself has said. So Ishasya Jataragnitvakaraha. Ishvara himself in the form of Jatragni, who has told? Bhagavata iritaha. Is told by who? Bhagavan himself. So who Bhagavan? Lord Krishna himself has told in Bhagavad Gita. So let us see where it is. Now see. Have you got Jatragni or not? Do you eat or not? Yes. And that you are surviving means what? Whatever eaten is digested. In the varying degree, that's okay, that's fine. That is done by who? Jatragni. And that Jatragni is who? Ishvara only. Where you have to find out Ishvara, no? Even the atheist who claims that there is no Ishvara, he could do because his Jatragni Ishvara digested and gave the strength to his organ of speech to speak, is it not? So therefore, now where Lord Krishna has said this in Bhagavad Gita, let us see. Bhagavad Gita it is 15th chapter, 14th stanza. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः